Nisi Lexi, unleash the power of your creativity.
Hypercar until the new one comes out, I think in the next 6 months or so. Yeah, beside that, so the big thing is the holy trinity, they call it, of hypercars. So Ferrari, LaFerrari, time, very similar technologies, the hybrids, very, very iconic cars.
If I had a great big fat checkbook and I thought maybe, Lucas, can I buy one of these? Do you know what each one of those would cost if you were to purchase?
I know exactly, because I did the insurance paperwork. So
oh my gosh.
Yeah, so the LaFerrari is $5 million, and then the P1 is 2.4 Canadian, and then the 918 is $2 million. So
anybody in? We're taking. You guys want to chip in? We can get maybe.
That's the most expensive one. Yeah.
$5 million for the Ferrari.
$5 million, so that's why unfortunately they're roped off. But
no, come on.
Yeah, the paint job alone is very expensive on that car. So
what else you got going on down there, Lucas, car wise?
Yeah, so beside the 918, we have a Porsche Carrera GT, which is the previous generation supercar. And then besides that is the Porsche tractor. So it kind of shows you just the evolution of the company, different technology. Beside the tractor is the Batmobile, which is fun. And then we have a kind of a second booth beside us. So you have a Lamborghini Murcielago Versace edition. So the entire interior, seriously, the entire interior is Versace leather. So from factory. Wow. So they made 20 coupes. Very interesting car. Beside that is the Lamborghini tractor. So yeah, same thing. People don't really know the history, right? Where Lamborghini started as a tractor manufacturer, and then he had a problem with his Ferrari, and then he told him, go stick to making tractors. And then he started Automobili Lamborghini. So that's.
Have you raced the tractors?
We haven't raced them. They both run. Yeah,
come on.
They both were driven in. So yeah, very cool. Like both big collectors. Beside that, we have a Dodge Viper GTS, so a 98. For me, that's how I got into cars, was the Vipers. So it's fun because for us, we get two big rectangles and we get to fill it with whatever we think is interesting.
I love it.
So I wanted to try kind of have a mix of cars, right? Like not all crazy expensive, but beside that, we have a Shelby Series 1, which is the only street car that Carroll Shelby designed and built himself.
Really?
Because before they were like the Cobras had the Ford power plants, all that stuff. So
the 427
exactly.
And all that, right?
So this is like a pure Shelby vehicle, which is really cool. Only a couple of those in the country. And then beside that, we have a Wiseman. So it's a really interesting car. It's based on a BMW drivetrain and chassis from England. So it's almost like a coach-built, very beautiful car, dark red, gold paint job. So yeah, we have a pretty cool lineup. It's a bit of a weird mix, but for us, we've always been fortunate to have the support of a lot of the big collectors in the city.
I was gonna ask you that, Lucas. How does one go about procuring such a wide variety of,
A lot of begging, a lot of pleading. Yeah, so I've been fortunate to kind of grow up with a lot of different exotic car owners. So I've been taking pictures of cars for 20 years in Toronto. So yeah, a lot of the guys have a lot of different vehicles. So it's literally the fun part of the job is picking the lineup, right? So we had a couple last minute adjustments while we loaded in, but yeah, we had a really, really interesting group of cars.
Has there ever been a piece that you have not been able to get your hands on?
I really want a McLaren F1 here. Yeah. That would be really cool. So I know about 10 years ago, Lawrence from Pfaff Porsche, he brought in a McLaren F1 race car, which is super cool. But I'd love to have one of those. So we were fortunate to have Jay Leno on the cover of the magazine, and he's got a black one. So I got to talk to Jason and see if he can foot the bill to ship that up one year. Would be really special.
Yeah. Beyond what you do at the show here, Lucas, what does Autostrada do?
Yeah, so we started. It's a Canadian-based quarterly print publication. So I remember when we started, everyone thought we were crazy because it's print, like it's an actual print magazine. So yeah, we've been operating for almost 10 years now. I focus on kind of the passion, history, and journey of people in our local automotive communities. So a lot of really passionate owners and collectors, and we don't talk about how much the cars are, the values. It's really about where did the car taken them, what was their first car, their memories with the car. And it's been great. I've been fortunate we're distributed in Chapters Indigo and Shoppers Drug Mart in Canada, and across the United States in Barnes & Noble. So yeah, I've been coming to the show since I was probably 12 years old.
Yeah.
So 20 years ago, I still have the pro show program from 2020 or 2002. So yeah, I never thought I'd fast forward 20 something years, I'll have our own booth. And last year I was fortunate to bring my car in. We were in the South Building. So yeah, it's just an interesting opportunity to share the cars that don't really get seen very often. They're very private people, but they like to share their cars with the community, which is nice.
Which is an interesting point. You say private people, they don't always share their car or the collection if they have one. Would we generally, as car enthusiasts, be shocked by the number of people that may have these cars that you don't even know about, nor ever will?
The amount of very, very big collections in Toronto, honestly, even within 10 minutes of here, is staggering.
Really?
Staggering. I didn't realize till I started taking pictures of cars for a living, but yeah, you'll open up a warehouse or an underground parking and there'll be seas of vehicles, whether it's muscle cars or hot rods or exotic cars. My network is more the exotic car guys. It's fascinating. I love it. Every time you think you've met everybody, it's amazing the collections that are hiding out there. So, and same thing, they're very private. A lot of them are obviously very successful, wealthy people, but they'll give us the cars. They don't want their name around it. They don't want any recognition. They just want to share their cars with people who might not have the chance to see them. So it means a lot to us that they trust us with the cars. It's a bit stressful, obviously, when you have $20-something million worth of cars downstairs, but no, it's a great privilege and really an honor to be able to share it with everybody.
Yeah, I know you're into the exotics, the Ferraris and so forth, but is there a classic car component you're working on, or is there something you would like here?
Yeah, you know what, for us, like we're close friends with the guys from Barrett Jackson, the car auction company, so we were fortunate that we got to go down to Arizona for that a couple of weeks ago, and they have some of the muscle car stuff, and then even across from us are longtime friends at Cobble Beach, so they have a lot more of the very classic, very interesting cars as well. So we stick to kind of our niche of the exotic stuff, and then between all of us in Auto Exotica, it builds a really cool roster of cars for everybody.
If I owned such a piece, Lucas, and I wanted to maybe get it to your collection next year, how do I go about doing that?
Yeah, so if you just go to autostratamagazine.com or look us up on any social media platform, that's the fun part, because when we first started, it was us begging people to trust us with their cars, right? So now it's fun because people they're like, hey, I just bought this, would this be cool for the show? And that's how the Batmobile happened. Sent me a DM on Instagram. He's like, oh, would you want to use this for the show? And same thing, the guy came down on VIP night, sweetheart of a guy. He's like, you know what, he's like, if people want to take pictures with it, that kind of thing. He's very generous with the car. Some guys, like, it's just the cars are so valuable, they don't want anybody near them. But yeah, he was great. So it's really nice to have that here.
Is there a threshold? If I were to come and say, Lucas, I have a mint 1974 Pacer with wood paneling in the doors, can I get that beside the LaFerrari?
There you go. That might be in like an Oblivion display. And that's a fun part with the show, is there's so many different avenues and so many different segments of the show that really any car fits here. So yeah, it's hats off to Jason and the team for building this. This year has been incredible. Last year was challenging to put everything together, and it just shows you the work that went in last year has just been amplified this year with the amount of manufacturers coming back and special features, and they've done such a great job. Like, we're very fortunate to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Do you see you ever expanding beyond, well, in your case, exotics? I mean, motorcycles, other forms like that are classic?
So for us, if for the booth, I think we'll always stick to kind of our exotic side, just because there's so many different segments here. The magazine itself, though, like, we have everything. So it's not just all shiny, expensive cars. It's really, if you look at our last issue, there's hot rods, rat rods, classics, Bugatti, like a BMW motorcycle. So for us, it's that passion, history, and journey. So it doesn't matter if it's shiny and expensive. I'd rather tell the story of somebody who really has invested their time and made really great memories with the car. Actually, we were doing a story on the beautiful Arc Bronco in front of us here.
Excellent.
So that's going to be our next issue is on the press right now. And I was fortunate to meet the awesome team there and just see the amount of time and effort that they put into that vehicle. So for us to be able to tell that story, like, they invest so much time and financially too, but when you get to see it in print and get to tell that story, it's a big privilege.
That's our good pal Sloan next door, right there. There she is. Yes, that's you. Thank you, Sloan.
So yeah, next time in series, she's going to be signing autographs of Autostrada. So
there you are.
Very famous. But
so again, Lucas, tell us where you can find you at the show and how to reach out otherwise.
Yeah, so we're at the 100 level in Auto Exotica, so kind of down the stairs there. And then, yeah, autostratamagazine.com. You can subscribe to the magazine and really kind of learn more about the passion, history, and journey of people in the automotive community.
And it's nice to actually be able to hold it.
It's different, right? It's the permanency of print is something that you can't replace. So
if you're a doctor or an orthodontist, you might have it on your table.
Exactly. It's more of a coffee table type publication. So
Lucas, gotcha.
Exactly.
All right, Lucas, thanks, pal. Autostrada 100 level, guys. If you haven't seen it, go down and start drooling. Is what you're going to do.
Thanks very much.
Nisi Lexi, unleash the power of your creativity.